Marilyn Smith was an icon in the field of early childhood education. With her quiet competence and efficiency, she was key to the growth and professionalism of NAYC. Her commitment and contribution to the field never wavered as she moved to CDA and into retirement. We will miss her.
Earline Kendall for Marilyn Smith. I met Marilyn in San Francisco 50 years ago on a cable car, and the rest of our friendship seemed to fit that. Marilyn and I were graduate students at Peabody in Nashville, but I'd never met her. And on my way to the NAYC conference, my friend and Marilyn's, Moselle Core, kept talking about Marilyn Smith. And while we were on the cable car, so was Marilyn, and that's when I met her. She made my professional life and my personal life much improved, as she did for countless children and the people who care for them throughout this country. We sat through countless meetings, and we made some wonderful trips. We went to France, we went to Maine, we went to Napa Valley, and some other places. Good journey, Marilyn.
Hi, this is Kevin Carnes, President of Lakeshore Learning Materials, and we're honored to salute the legacy of Marilyn Smith. I'm here with my granddaughter, Hadley, actually going to be dropping her off at a quality preschool in just a few minutes, and I couldn't think of a more appropriate time to thank Marilyn's and salute her legacy for all the amazing things that she did for children, families, and communities across the country. So your legacy lives on, Marilyn. Thank you so much.
As we honor and celebrate the life and legacy of Marilyn Smith, all I can think about is how her legacy gives new meaning to all of us standing on the shoulders of a giant. When I think about everything that is the hallmark of NACCE, our membership, our affiliate structure, our accreditation system for early learning programs, developmentally appropriate practice, so much of who NACCE is and what it means to be a professional association, it has Marilyn's handprint on it and her legacy. And so we are the organization that we are in large part because of 30 years of leadership of Marilyn Smith. So as we celebrate her life today, all I can think of is just how her legacy will live on for decades in the people that she's mentored, in the programs that she began, in the vision that she's had, in the deep, deep knowledge she's had of early childhood education. And most importantly, I just feel so grateful to know her and to have come after her in my role. She made the decision when I started to always be there and be a phone call away, helping me unwind and think about some of the stickiest situations that we've been in. I'm so grateful for her leadership and her mentorship. We will miss her terribly, but man, what a legacy.
Hi, I'm Marilyn's niece, DeAnn. The first acronym I ever knew was NAEYC. It was everything that this larger-than-life person did when she wasn't visiting us in our small town of Marlow, Oklahoma. It was my Aunt Marilyn, who we call Mamie. She took me to my first beach, first museum, first international trip, and she taught me how to plant a garden, and it goes on and on. She was investing in and connecting with me since day one, and I felt it. I trusted my friendship with her, and I relied on it as I navigated life. When I introduced her to my now wife, Becky, she immediately started to invest in us. She saw us as a family, and she became our touchstone. Once Becky and I had Lucy, we got to watch this love and investment happen again, and this time with our own child. I remember the day I really understood what she did at NAEYC. I realized that Mamie took all the love and honesty and fierce belief in supporting everyone in our family, and she did that all day, every day, for children she did not personally know. She was an investor in children and people with a genuine care and interest in others. In a letter that she wrote on January 1st of this year, she talked about how happy she was in her new apartment after her big move. And she also shared her sadness for the many people who suffered during the pandemic. She ended it with what will happen to the children. This was her lifelong mission, and you are all carrying on that mission. Thank you. To all who knew her and loved her, you are also her family. And to those who didn't know her personally, but share this passion for making sure all children are seen and cared for in the best way possible. Thank you all.
When I think about Marilyn, I cannot help but think about words like quietly competent, very capable, and deeply committed to NAEYC and its success and its ability to truly stand strong as the home for early childhood professionals all across the country, a place that they could call home, as they focused on practice and the importance of really ensuring that young children had access to the very best early learning experiences they could have. Marilyn was extraordinarily generous with her time. I will never forget what it felt like to serve on the governing board and to have access and opportunities to really engage and get to know her in a very personal way. She was an extraordinarily generous individual, deeply committed to the work that the field has been about for many, many decades. And I will never forget how comforting it felt to arrive at conference and always find Marilyn there, present, interested in wanting to be engaged and connected with the work. And I know that I am certainly going to miss her presence at conferences, but I am immensely grateful that the field had an opportunity to benefit from someone of her caliber, of her intellect, of her passion, and of her commitment to young children. So thank you, Marilyn, for everything you've done to help make the world a better place for children across this country.